All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, in the center ring, high above the circus floor, Lance Tormey is here,
Yes.
swinging from trapeze to
Yes,
trapeze.
thank you.
In an effort to bring you
Yeah.
the introduction of
Me?
our next
Okay.
guest. Yes, you get to say, hey, Janice Deccio.
Okay.
So, are you
Oh,
ready?
you just did it. You just
rats, that's right, I did.
took the whole dang thing. District 4 Yakima City Council candidate Janice Deccio in the house this morning. Good morning, Janice.
Good morning. How are you
Yeah,
guys?
very well.
Good.
Very
We're
well. Yeah. For those of us that were not listening on your first interview with us, tell us who is Janice Deccio, and why are you running for the Yakima City Council?
Well, I'm a lifelong resident of Yakima. You get the mic up here again. And I went to Davis High School, yay, and graduated from Central with a bachelor's degree in journalism, and then graduated from the University of Washington with a master's in healthcare administration. I am married to a disabled vet who served in the Iraq War, and I have 3 fur babies. Yep.
Only 3?
Only 3.
Slacker.
Yeah.
I know.
What kind of dogs?
Well, it's a 130-pound Malamute. He lost 20 pounds.
Oh,
which
wow.
He's on a diet, but yeah, he's sweetie pie. And then we have 2 cats.
Cool. All right. All right. No kids.
No kids.
All right.
If you
Cool.
keep him on that diet, you'll
Yeah.
have 1 cat.
Yeah, really. And what do you do? What do you do now?
Yeah, I work at Catholic Charities. I've been their communications person since 2015. I love it, and we have a really great mission to help people, and so that's one of the reasons I enjoy working there. And I am, I used to be on the board of New Leaders of Yakima County, which is a United Way-based group for young professionals. Well, not young professionals, but new, because I'm not young, but I was still.
We're gonna put you down as young.
Okay.
Yes, we are.
And I was on the board of Wellness House, and also I was president of the board of Miss Yakima and the Yakima Advertising Federation.
Why are you running?
I am running because I have that history in Yakima, and I really love this town, and I think that we have some issues that are really kind of serious right now, and not kind of, they are serious, and I want to see what I can do to help my community, and to work with, I want to work with everyone, not just, district. We're District 4, yes, but we work together for the whole city and for everyone, and that's my goal is to do that, and to maybe get some things done that are positive.
Well, everybody would look forward to that. We have the positivity problem in Yakima that so many of our folks who live here. There are some who are just so passionate about this town. The Joe Manns of the world, for example, our Ted Robertson Award winner this year. But then there are an awful lot of rank and file folks that aren't in love with their hometowns, and I don't think really appreciate how unique and how cool we are here.
We are.
So we need folks like yourself who see a positive vision to be out there in front. I mean, the last thing I want to do is like somebody that doesn't even like Yakima,
And I want to spread that. I wanted to make it contagious, that this is a great place to live. I mean,
It is.
We're close to mountains and oceans, and we have we have hops and wine, and so it's just it's a really great, and it's diverse, and it's a small town, but it's a big town at the same time, and so sometimes that's good, sometimes it's not, but there's a lot of good things about it.
What are the challenges that you see right now for Yakima that you would like to really tackle?
Top couple of areas that you say, look, this is something that City Council is working on or has yet to work on, but needs to be addressed by people with elected authority.
Well, I know there are a lot of issues right now that people are worried about, and based on what I've talked to people about as I've been campaigning. But I know crime is right up there, number one, and it has been for a long time. This isn't new. It's just it seems like there's more of it, and I don't know the numbers, but it does seem like we hear a lot more about what's going on. Like there's a shooting every week. There's a, you know, and it used to be that it was between gang members, and now it's become part of.
Innocent bystanders are getting involved
yes,
now. Yeah.
and where people are fearful, and myself included. Sometimes, you know, it's like, do I go out at night? Do I? And then not just because people have guns, but because people have cars that speed. I mean, their cars are their weapons. You know, I have heard so many race cars up and down, especially Nob Hill and Tieton, and even down our street when kids are getting out of school. And so that is really something I'm concerned about too. Is safety of the citizens is my big thing. So with that, it's crime, it's traffic control, and then of course, you know, homelessness is also another issue that is complicated. And I think both of these issues can be addressed in a different way by being more collaborative with different agencies and with people who are already doing this work in other parts of the country to find solutions.
Lance, you made a pronouncement this morning. What was the organization or magazine?
Oh, Progressive Democrats listing you, not just saying you were a progressive Democrat, but recommending you were.
Right, I've seen that. Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
For the record,
Yeah.
And I don't mean to sway this. I guess maybe this might, but I was supported by the Teamsters Union when I ran.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, you kidding me? I sent the check back. I did. You know, we interviewed because it's just an opportunity to interview. So, what does this mean to you? Do you consider yourself a Democrat? Do you have what are traditional Democrat ideals? How did they come by this determination?
Well, I think, like I was on last time, I did say that I'm a progressive moderate. Like I said, I'm moderate because of the way I vote. I don't always vote Democrat. I don't always vote. I pick the right person who I think will be the right person for the role. But I have some progressive leanings because I work in nonprofits, and I care about helping, those less fortunate. So in that way, I'm progressive, but I'm fiscally conservative. So, but yeah, I guess I see why they would choose me, because I do care about some of the same issues that progressives care about. But I don't really label myself, and especially in this race, since we're supposed to be nonpartisan.
Problem A, both sides can agree that it's a problem. Identifying problems isn't the problem. Coming up with a
Right.
solution is the problem, and you can have multiple approaches to the same problem.
Right.
We will define that more and get into other issues. We trust you can hang around with us till the top of the hour. We are talking elections. They're just a couple of weeks away now. City Council election, District 4. We've got candidate Janice Deccio in the studio. Janice, how would we describe the boundaries of District 4? Where are you? That's sort of, is that North Central business district sort of thing?
It goes from 32nd and Tieton clear down to Natchez Avenue, but it winds its way down. I think the boundaries are as far as Nob Hill and as far as maybe Yakima Avenue, I think.
So if I'm running Yakima mile, I'm probably running through your district.
You are.
Is that
Yes.
Yeah, there
All
you
right.
go.
Almost everything is done in this district. The parade, everything.
So all right, it's a big deal.
Yeah.
Lance has a number of questions that he has gathered up as the news guy that he is to ask, and I think we should. We did hear. Look,
You've got them in front of you?
I got
good,
them
okay,
in
good.
hand. You hear
Good,
this?
Good. Gotcha.
That's your handy work.
Thank you
sir.
very much. Yes.
We have, Janice, I'm put you on the spot, and you
Okay.
can handle this as you will. We heard from some of our listeners. We heard from them last time you were on, too. And I don't know who they are or what their purpose is, but it is a fair question before we dig into local issues. And they said, ask Janice who she voted for president. And of course, there is a great divide in our country, and people that would seek to serve on the council would would like, I'm sure, to help heal the divide and bring people together. And I'm putting all kinds of good positive words in your mouth to make it as easy for you as possible to answer that question or deny answering that question.
Well, normally I don't answer that question, and when I'm going, if I am voted in, I'm going to be a nonpartisan council person, and I'm going to try my best to make sure that occurs not only with me but with everyone else. Hopefully, we can put aside whatever our personal political beliefs are, and work for the city and work for the community. So
Famous last words. I mean, everyone's screaming at the radio right now, right? I know.
Okay.
And you've got every right to do what you do. But I mean, everybody's like, yeah, famous last words, right? You're gonna be nonpartisan. I mean,
I'm the Gandhi of the council.
yeah. Well, good.
Really?
Good. Okay.
So just don't see
That's
you in
okay.
diapers, Janice.
You
And a
don't want me
toga.
to see. You don't want
I want to see that.
Toga.
No.
All right, we will press on.
Okay.
Proposition 1, the idea of having to show up, go to work.
Mm-hmm.
Do you
That's
support?
a novel idea, isn't it?
Do you support Proposition 1?
I do support it. Yes.
All right. What about Prop 3, the idea that that when Gandhi decides that she needs a new toga, she doesn't raise an income tax?
I would not raise an income tax. I think that it doesn't even belong on the ballot. Honestly, it's no one wants that. There are ways for people to get money for things like grants. There's money out there for things that we need. I think we just hired a grant writer. I'm not sure. We don't have to dip into the pockets of our citizens every time we need something, unless it's something that is an emergency or something. I just can't imagine why we would impose a tax, especially an income tax, to anyone here. I don't know who would want that.
Who wants it elsewhere in the state?
Right, but we're not going to have one here
Based on?
based on this being passed. But we have never had anyone say, who's been in council that I'm aware of, that we want to do that. I mean,
Right.
has there been?
No, but times are changing, and I think that's one of the reasons they're doing this preemptively, because that which was not imagined before is imaginable now, right? We actually had the
Well, we
state
could say that a lot.
legislature about a lot of things,
Yeah.
but if you watch it closely, as we have for the last 20 years together here, there's a reason why this happens. There are people out there that say it doesn't belong, but there are a lot of people that says, just you wait. We didn't think that we'd be having to decide which bathroom we're going into, and
Yeah.
a lot of other
Jeez.
things as well that has happened in our state. So
Yeah.
watch yourself, young Mrs. Deccio. All right, moving on.
Unique needs of your district. What are you hearing? What is, I mean, and I'm going to just say crime, right?
Yeah,
and
right.
please solve the crime issue, right?
Right. Well, and that's to me is the most important thing. We've had a lot of it feels like a lot more crime in District 4 this year, and we have to get a handle on
Do
it.
you think that there's a plan by the Yakima Police Department right now to attack the gang problem or not?
Does a book club get a handle on it?
Yeah. What do you think about the book club?
Well, I'm reading the book.
Okay.
I've been watching the police's series on that.
On Facebook,
Yes.
they hold regular live.
They had the author
chats.
yes,
Right.
on just the other day. I think
Is that the solution to gang crime?
Well, not in itself. I think there's a lot of moving pieces that have to happen. That is one tool in our toolbox to help get this going.
Yeah.
But I think that it's going to take a lot more than just reading a book, and a lot more than just using the concepts in that book. We have to talk to other experts too, who have done these things. And we also have to get the cooperation of a lot of different agencies who can help, from prevention to, enforcement to eradication, as close as we can get to the gang problem.
Why haven't we done it till now?
That's a good question, and that's what I want to know, because, we've tried a lot of things, and I think there was a time when we were getting a little bit of a handle on it. It was back maybe a decade ago. The graffiti was down. There weren't killings every day, every week, I should say. But and that's not a good measurement to go by. But we didn't have a killing this week. But it's obviously it hasn't worked what we've done so far, and so we have to find ways to think outside the box, to do some unique things, to get people who aren't necessarily in a elected position to help with us too. I mean, we need everybody needs to be part of this if we're going to get through it. That's I think we can't just do it by ourselves.
All right, so go ahead. Lance.
I was just going to say, I'm going to ask you once again, do you believe that the Yakima Police Department has a plan in place right now that they are using to attack this crime problem?
I think they do.
Okay.
They have something that they are working with and working on. They have trainings all the time. I spoke to them when I toured the police department, so I do think that they are working on it, of course, because it's probably the biggest problem for them too. So not only for the general citizenry, but for them as well.
What are people telling you that they want to see in your neighborhood? How are they saying to tackle this crime problem? Any ideas?
Well, I've heard lots of interesting things.
I bet you have. I bet.
But some of it has to do with, there's always curfews. There's always, which don't work. It's really about parenting.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
And I realize that life is different for somebody who lives up on the hill and somebody who lives, in the poor part of town. And,
Sure.
And, parents can't be as accessible to their kids. But I think, I'd like to see boys and girls clubs come into town. I think that would be great. Things like that, so that you have someone of a parent, a parent figure for these kids, and get them to feel like they belong in somewhere else other than a gang. Because I think that's from what I know about gang members, it's because they have a sense of belonging and they're important in that gang. And so if we could turn that and get those kids to feel that way about something positive, we might be able to. That's one thing that we could use as a tool. But, there's also other things that are fueling the gang problems, and it's not as simplistic as that. There's the Mexican mafia. There's all kinds of things that we don't really know that much about that's fueling this. So I think, that the police are on it, of course, and I think they're looking into different ways to tackle it, but that's where we've all got to be creative and maybe join some groups that are dedicated to this and see what you can do as a citizen. There's a lot of people that sit back and say, "Oh my gosh, the crime and the hand wringing," but nobody does anything about it.
Yeah.
So.
We had our city is a safe city from a climate change perspective now. Do you support that kind of move? Our city fought hard, some members, to stop ice flights from coming into Yakima. What do you think about those efforts? Take those two. Both got some publicity.
Well, I think that anytime we're going to help clean up the environment and our air and our water, and that's always a good thing. I don't see anything. I think.
Well, here's what the city has done. They've stopped any kind of development of
fossil fuel.
Fossil fuel in perpetuity, right? I mean, it's no longer something that can happen within the city. Is that cleaning up the environment? I mean, it sounds like we're shutting down industry and potential jobs and all of that.
Well, I think that whenever you shut down something like that, you do shut down an industry, but then there's another opportunity for another industry to take its place.
Be programmers or something, right? Couldn't you do? Isn't that what the president's saying? Come on,
more radio stations. I think is what they're really hoping to zero in on now.
Sorry.
All right. What about the ice flights thing? I mean, that got a lot of headlines. We had council members willing to put in jeopardy our deal with the FAA and have to pay back $10 million.
Well, I'm definitely not in favor of us doing anything where we have to pay back money and get sued. That's something that as a council you need to avoid. Whenever something like that comes along, of course, I am not going to vote for something that's going to get us into illegal or financial problems.
Homelessness, Lance?
Yeah, well, I guess the fact that we're kind of talking about stuff that are more overall rather than district. I mean, I guess the next question is: do you feel that you will be representing your district or the city and as a whole?
The city as a whole, yeah. The district is just a construct. It's not. I love District 4 because all the good stuff happens there, but some of the bad stuff too. But
okay, yeah, I got you. Got you. We just have a limited amount of time.
Okay.
Housing. Do you support raising taxes to create more housing in this city? And is that a city responsibility?
That's a good question. I think it's something that we need to pay attention to and to help facilitate new housing as much as we possibly can. As to whether we need to do a tax for that, I don't think now is a good time to tax people. Everybody's struggling, and well, a lot of people are struggling, not everyone, but some people are going into space.
Yeah, that's right.
But anyway, no, I think that.
Okay, no new taxes for housing.
Yeah, right.
Okay, homelessness. How do we? A huge question.
Shows up in District 4.
Yeah. Janice, please answer that question. You
I
have 2
that
minutes to solve the
all-knowing.
question. You have 2 minutes to solve the world's problem there. But no, homelessness. What's the responsibility of the city? Any answers how it can be solved?
Well, I've always thought that homelessness is not a one-stop problem. It's kind of like the gang or the crime problem.
Yeah.
It's so multifaceted.
Yeah.
There's so many reasons why people are homeless. It could be substance use disorder. It could be, loss of a job. It could be aging out of foster care. It could be, there are so many reasons. Mental health. There's so many reasons why people are homeless, and you can't just treat it with one solution. And so I think I've said this before, but we have knowledge in this city of all those, helping all of those individuals and populations. And I think if we could put ourselves together as a task force or something, I don't really like task force, but, where we could work together to create kind of a way to lift them up so that they could go out, like maybe people helping them get ready to look for work, or getting their mental illness under control, or whatever it takes. Finding a good place for foster kids to live after they're done with after they've grown up. I think we have those programs in place, and if we could get people matched up with the right people, that'll go a long way. I think. There's always going to be homeless people, but some people choose that. That existence. So we will help the people who want to be helped,
Janice, it's about a minute left, and we always give you a chance to say, hey, this is your time. You got a whole bunch of people listening. Why should they be voting for you and not your opponent?
Well, I truly care about this city and all the districts and everyone in them, and I vow to work closely with the council and their partners, agencies, to help make a positive difference. Like I said earlier, I think I have a good perspective on Yakima because I know it like the back of my hand. I know when things feel off and when things, are not going well and when they're going well. And so I have an idea of what people are concerned about, and I want to, and I'm right there with them. And so
vaccine mandate. You support it?
I understand both sides of it.
Okay.
So I think that I think people are given a choice to either get the vaccine or
lose their job. That's
job.
Not a choice, is there? Is it really?
Well, it's a choice. I personally don't want to lose my job. I love it. So I made the choice. Well, also I have health concerns that I don't want to get, so I don't want to get the COVID. But you know, I got vaccinated early on.
But mandating
and I
it
feel
for others.
I feel
yes
really
or,
bad.
Yes or no?
I feel bad that people have to go to that point where they have to make that decision. If they truly believe that vaccination is harmful, I don't know that that's really their motivation. I think it's a lot of political stuff that's motivating that, and to lose your job over a political ideology like that. I mean, we've had people in the military have to get vaccinated if they're going to go overseas.
Fred
the
Astaire has never tap danced this well. Come on, Janice.
No, I'm saying that, you know, every job you work at, you have things that you have to do or you're going to get fired.
But that's a given, but this is a separate construct. Not all states are doing this. We are one of the most restrictive states out there. So this isn't one of those everybody's got to do it. We've been told by someone with a personal perspective on this that it's do or die. We're just wondering, where do you stand on that personal perspective?
Well, like I said, I believe that I don't believe in mandating people so that they will lose their jobs. I mean, it's sad. It's really sad, and I'm sad that I'm going to be losing some coworkers and stuff because of that. But
I'm sad we'll be losing Lance because he'll be upset not because of a vaccine, but because we're cutting into his news time.
Oh, sorry.
Janice Deccio,
Sorry.
we're going to send you out the door without a clear-cut answer, a definitive yes or no. 3, 2,
I don't have
1.
a definitive answer for it.
And I believe the buzzer is about to ring. All right, we got to go.